I can't do this. Oh, I can go like this. Haha. Yeah, anyways, I thought I'd hop on here a little sooner since I'm ready. Um, Not sure if anybody's gonna want to come on, but here I am. It's a little bit. There we go. So it's a lovely spring day, and thought I'd be able to do a live stream. I don't have my coat on. It is a little bit cold, but it's not too bad. It is. Um, let's see here. My temperature, according to my Fitbit here, is connected with 46 degrees. So, anyways, I'm gonna get right into it. I um, did a little more thinking about what the history of the Mennonites, because it's been a little while since I've been connected with the Mennonites. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do a little bit of refresher, like the introductory of what that is, or what they when they started. So like they would have come out of Netherlands and Switzerland. So like I have history, like, or I have relatives from over there, but it wasn't because like near relatives by marriage. They would have been because of marriage over in Germany. So like a lot of the people that came from over there in Netherlands and Switzerland, they would have um, they would have been connected with the Catholic Church. So people decided that according to the scriptures, there were things that they did not believe were correct. That Mama four boys, hello, that they didn't think that they didn't believe according to the scriptures were correct, like baptism, um, babies, baptism of babies, like somebody that's a child cannot believe. They don't have they don't have the sin nature, but they do not have um, the means of a choice to choose Christ. So that's one of the things, to choose to follow God and not uh, is that's like your outward that is your outward expression of inward change. A child, they can't do that. Okay, so we have they were the Roman Catholic Church, and then once they decided to break off, people decided to join with other people, and they found like-minded people, and they were getting persecuted for their faith. So time goes on, and they decide, you know what, um, we need to meet in secret, and they would do this in like caves in the forest at nighttime. They even get caught, and sometimes even killed or imprisoned. And I have not experienced that here in America for my faith, for being a Christian, being a Mennonite. The family at first wasn't accepting of that, but I believe that they accept it, but they're not embracing it the same way as me, if you understand that. And I guess each of us are on our own journey, each of us has our own experience in life. We have to make those choices. We follow Christ in different ways. And I'm not pushing myself on them. I encourage them and hope that um, they would they would choose that way, but I'm not pushing it on them. So um, it'd be back in the 1500s when the Amish there was I don't know there's the term Amish didn't come until like 1680, um, but the Mennonites there was a man named Menno Simons, and uh, he would have been he would have been a priest in the Catholic Church. So that was basically heresy, um, and the biggest form of leaving the Catholic Church to become something else, and to basically get walk off from being a priest. Like that would have been a big deal. And he prayed about it. He's like, God, what do you want me to do? So um, that's a little bit of history. There is a place in Ohio that there's a mural. Hi, doing a live stream. I just found it's a nice day. So there's a place in Ohio that you can, there's a mural, and you can sit in the middle, and it goes all the way around, and there's this Plain man and a Baptist man of some sort, and he shares the story about the Amish and Mennonites and how they split. And the Amish wanted to stay more traditional, like they wanted to keep just doing horsepower. They wanted to do no electricity. Mennonites were kind of more progressive. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes there's people that are more conservative than us. Like there's conservative Mennonites, there's conservative, and they're conservative Christians. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So it gives you a little bit of history. So like, yes, I do use electricity. I am not like I've experienced um, short little visits with Amish in their home, and they make it work without electricity. They have their gas powered or battery powered or whatever, and I think that's really neat. That's, I mean, if you can do it, I mean, they've been doing it for hundreds of years, or actually, yeah, quite a long time. But yeah, I was born in Connecticut, raised in New York, and now I live in Rhode Island. So that's kind of how it is. So when I was in New York, I attended Mennonite church, and by process of time, I had to move on and make connections with another Mennonite church. There's a little more in between that, but I would just save it for another day. And moved in with this lady who is a this lady is a widow, and all I know was her name was Linda Martin, and that was it. So we talked on the phone for a while, and I moved in with her. So before she has electricity, she'd have all black car and wear a bonnet for church, even when she drives a car, because that's their old order Mennonites, which drive horse and buggies. So it's very interesting to kind of see different people's interpretation and different churches, um, their way of life and how they view technology, how they view the internet, and how they view other things. So like they would have been uh, from the old order, which is Grafdale, which they call it the Grafdale Mennonites, which is old order, which horse and buggy, which I've had a ride in a horse and buggy. That is very interesting. You're on the side of the road, and you just feel like any moment you're gonna flip, just like because you're. This is the road. Just say this is the road, and right here is the edge of the road, and you're like right here, and then the other tires of wheels are right here. So it's like part and part, like the side of the road, like where you would walk, is where they would have the horse and buggy. So I rode in a horse and buggy multiple times, and I had to really get used to it because it was so different than riding inside of a car or a pickup truck or anything like that. So if you're not familiar with that, that can get a little mind-boggling. But I think it was a good experience. Like I've ridden in a wagon. I did a pony cart. Pony cart is fun. I tried to know understood to ride on a pony, and it just did not go too well. So I'm not going to do that anytime soon. Not even in this area, they don't really have any experience with that, but or any opportunities for that. But I did not want to do that. So I don't know if any of you have seen people with horse and buggy. If you've been to Ohio, they have a lot all there. I mean, side of the road, or their electric bikes. You see the Amish with their electric bikes. So you got all types of Amish, all types of Mennonites. It's very, very interesting. Something else I was going to share. I wrote it down here. Oh, so when I lived with the lady Linda, I had the experience of working in a warehouse. Let me put this back a little bit easier. There we go. Had the experience of working in a warehouse. It would have been run by other community people, just like normal people, like you people, whatever you want to call it, so that they could get stuff done because they needed the internet and needed all that. So the Amish were supposed to do minimal work on the computer. They could do forklifts. It was very interesting watching them. It was very humorous watching them with the forklifts. I just wish like I had those pictures of like inside the warehouse and stuff. I don't know, stuff went missing. I got a new phone and all that, so I had pictures of inside the warehouse. I'd have to like look back. People are trying to contact me while I'm on a live stream. I'm just good thing I have it silent. Anyways, So I don't know how many of you's experiences with Amish. Like people ask questions. Like before I even before I changed me Mennonite, wore dresses and skirts and stuff, and people was like, "Oh, are you Amish?" And it's like, people don't realize they just see somebody who's dressed had a dress on or whatever, and that's all they know. So it's kind of interesting. But time has gone on, and now I dress like this. You can see it has like an extra piece of material. See, this is too in front of the front, so it's a little looser, and there's an elastic. Let's see if I can show you this. So there's elastic around here, and I got one pocket on the side here. So yeah. So yeah, time went on, and but in the nutshell, I had some mental problems. I had some, I don't know, I had trauma in my life, and it came to the surface, and it didn't look very pretty. So people were a little bit timid with having me back in their home. Oh, your name is Rachel too. Yes, I should. Yeah, I like that name. I have lots of friends who are Rachel. It has a good meaning. It means one who walks with God, or lamb of God, not lamb. Yeah, something like that. And they were a little timid because they were afraid that my brother Tim's here. Brother Tim was like, "What is he doing a live stream in the front yard?" Well, anyway, I don't really care. um. Anyways, so like time went on, and there were people that were like a little bit timid while I'm back in the home, and I'm not. I don't blame them for it. It's definitely, if you don't understand, and I know what's going on in my head. I'm like, I had these panic attack after panic attack. And it was just like all this. I had to like close my eyes and just breathe, whatever. And people just needed to be slow with me. Like I couldn't handle a lot of people at one time rushing on me. Like nurses would come on me and be like, "Please don't do that. It was horrible." And I'm like, "I can't do this, please." So they tried putting me on like, a bunch of different medications. They didn't really help, not really. And then, but yeah, right now I'm only on one, thank God. And I am taking probiotics and enzymes, which helps with your mental health. Because when your stomach and your gut health is not good, you can't think. You are what you eat, and that's really true. So, anyways, time goes on. I'm living with my mom, and I attend a Mennonite church of sorts. It's a beachy Mennonite. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. They wear hanging veils, so like not like this kind. It's kind of like a fabric. So I don't know what kind of any of you are familiar with that kind of head covering or the ones that they wear. Um, so yeah, I should say, according to the Bible, what got me wearing head covering is I was studying the scripture, and I'm thinking, you know what? I want to look into this more. I've seen different people who wear head coverings like throughout my life, just different experiences that I've had, and I'm thinking, okay, there's something special about those people, but I don't know. Like I was so little when I first started seeing people wearing some kind of head covering, like those doily kinds. They're like, I don't know, like that big. I'm talking about. And I thought, I don't know. When I was young, I'm like 11, like 10, 11, something around there, and I'm thinking, there's something special about these people, but not even thinking about the head coverings as much. I was like considering, that's different. They have their hair up in a bun, and they got this on their head. And I tried talking to those people, but then I felt so timid. And like, mom's gonna think I'm weird. I'm talking to these people that are so different. I don't know. And like, I was so timid. But now I'm just like, I don't really care anymore. I reach out. I mean, I get on groups. I get on Facebook and stuff, and I find people that are seeking after God and wanting to be more modest. And it's a journey. Like I grew up, I was wearing jeans and shorts, and I had cut hair. So that's it. Um, but yeah, it's been an experience. Oh dear, I wish I could put. I got people that want to talk to me all the time, and it's like, okay, I guess this is what like celebrities get. They're like, oh, you're pretty or whatever, and I want to talk to you. You're like, okay, I'm good. Can I have some privacy, please? Anyways, um, so yeah, I have friends from all walks of life, and they're on a part of their journey in different ways. So like I I stopped wearing jeans and shorts before I started wearing head covering, and then I wear a head covering. So like I had worn stuff that it was like up to here or whatever for most of my life. Most of my dresses are not as long as this one. This one's the neck's a little bit much, but um, that as time has gone on, the Mennonites, like there's different Mennonites that I've seen, like instead of being a cape that's attached, they have like this little vesting that they button over their dress instead. Basically, it's the same idea. So there's all types of Mennonites. There's ones that look like regular people and they don't like dress plain or anything. I don't know. Like it's really hard to say. Okay, they're not Mennonites, but it's just everybody is on a journey in one way or another, and I want to respect that because I've been there. I used to wear jeans, so I know, and I did it without any like guilt or anything because I didn't know any better. Just what I knew. I wouldn't wear them to church, but I would wear them other times during the day. Like I'd go to church, wear my dress and skirt, and go home, and put jeans on. I know that sounds weird, but whatever. That's just my life. It's how I was. But now over time, I said, you know what? I'm gonna start wearing dresses and skirts all the time. And then I'm like, oh, I think I like this. So what got me into the Mennonites was some friends, some new friends, invited someone they knew to a special music cantata thing where he was sing and have a skit. I think it was a twist on a cantata. I don't know what you want to call it. And they invited them, and I got in touch with. I was told that there was like, oh, there's some Mennonites coming. I'm thinking in my head, I knew there's something special about these people, and I know that everybody is important in God's eyes. It's just there's certain people that stand out in your mind as someone that is just you don't know what your life would be like if they weren't in your life. And I know that God can still change you and make you something beautiful. There's a certain specialness, so to speak, if we have these certain people in our lives in some degree or another, and we like embrace it and be like, this I want you to be my mentor. I want you to be a friend, be an encouragement to me, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm thinking, okay. So then her name is Lucy, and she lived in Pennsylvania, and they would come up, and they'd drive the 2 hours just to come for a couple hours or a few hours for the special program and for like a little like light refreshments afterwards. So we talked like the whole time afterwards. We got to those addresses, and I wrote letters to her, and I was like, "Oh, this is just the bestest thing in the world." Like I feel like I had a really good friend, and it all went from there. And within like a month after meeting her, I started wearing a head covering, and a couple of years, like 2.5 years after I met her, we decided, okay, you're gonna come over to my place for a week. And mom and dad were okay with it. They drove up and they came and picked me up. So that was really neat to be able to um, be more connected to a Mennonite church, even though I lived far away. And then I found out there's ones that were closer. And you know the story a little bit. I was sharing that time went on, and now I'm in Rhode Island, and I go to church in Connecticut with some beachy Mennonites. So that's a little bit of kind of how it is. So like for me, like of course I got YouTube, and that there's some Mennonites that do, some that don't. Like call Mennonites. I'm not sure. Like I feel like there's some good in it. It's just that you have to be so careful because there's so much wicked stuff online, and YouTube is a big mix of whatever, this and that, talking about who knows what. So I'm trying to be adding something good to the what do you call it, the vastness of YouTube, and put something out there that's positive and encouraging so that other people have something good to watch. So I have some rather silly stuff on my YouTube shorts, and yeah, I should say not all of it is what you expect to see on a Mennonite sort of YouTube channel. So I apologize if you're a little confused because like I had some face swaps of me wearing dresses that were not like this, my hair down, which was not really me, but yeah, if if that makes sense. I guess I was just messing around and wanting to see what works, what people like to watch. But I think what I should do is be more careful what I post online because I want to represent Jesus. I want to present really who I am, not this fake person. So like my face is on there, but that's not me. So if you watch that, that is not me. It's my face, but that's about it. So, anyways. Um, so like my family, like I said, my family's not playing, but they let me to go to church with Mennonites. And what's interesting is that there are people that are at the church that are not Mennonites that like the church, and also my ride to church, they are not Mennonites either. So it's interesting. They really like it. They really enjoy it, and they have just a good time and encouragement and fellowship afterwards too. We have a fellowship meal, we call it. Like some people call it potluck, but we call it a fellowship meal. And some of the families will help out. They'll bring food. Um, they'll set it up like it's in the basement of a town hall, which is really cool. I think it's so neat. It's very different because um, I'm not used to this, but they have what they do is their services. They would have their we have a devotional, and it's first singing the devotional, and then they would do the preaching, and then Sunday school, and then the end. But I think I like it. Like it took a little bit of time to get used to it. And thinking, oh, it's so interesting because we're not doing Sunday school first; we're doing the sermon first. So I think it really makes it interesting because a lot of times the Sunday school and the sermon are tied together. So I think it's very interesting that we can discuss. Then we can discuss. We can connect it with the Sunday school lesson, which we do. We're working on the Book of Romans right now, and we can do the Sunday school lesson, and then we can have that like tied in, and it makes it like we can't really get around and everybody talk about it, but we can discuss it in Sunday school a little bit more, and that we depart our ways for mealtime after the service. We kind of like, oh, we still got something out of it. We still discussed it, so that even though our time afterwards fellowship is a little different, we can still get some benefit out of it, and it's just different. So I hope that all made sense. So I think that this live stream has been very interesting, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will be trying to be like on here a little more often and talk a little bit what I'm up to, about my how I'm trying to relocate, but I'm not really sure what that's gonna look like. But at some point, yeah, I might see a different kind of live stream and stuff. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this and see you around. Bye.